FIXX on Dash Radio. Get the shit.
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? We just had an entertaining last guest from San Diego, but right now I have with me Kenyatta Griggs.
What's good? What's happening?
What's happening?
The Hip Hop Motivator.
I'm back.
Right?
I'm back like I left something.
Oh shit!
Last time I was here, it was a little different.
Yeah, man. It was
Stepped
a little,
your game up.
We stepped the game up, got some co-hosts
Yeah.
with some weight behind them. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying?
It was
Got
just
my
Jay
boy-
and this bitch by himself. Huh?
Yeah. Nah, I was like two other people with him. Yeah.
I was by myself.
Yeah. Oh man, that wasn't me.
All love to them. You know what I'm saying? But
To the past.
Before you came here, the last time Culture Vultures didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Now it's been
Yeah.
out. How's been the reception on that since the book is out and everything?
Huge reception, man. People love the book. They like the style of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I made sure we kept everything authentic.
Yeah.
Didn't make Dame sound like some Shakespearean teacher.
Yeah.
You know, I took out a lot of the niggas and the FUCKs. I don't know if I can curse on here. But you know, I took out a lot of stuff, but I just wanted to keep it authentic for the culture.
One thing I like about the audio books that you have is it kind of gives you that vibe of the Iceberg Slim. You know, he got the music giving you that vibe. He dropping that game.
Absolutely.
I definitely like that.
Yeah.
Back when I had a 9 to 5, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I used to be listening to that as I was working, keeping me motivated.
Dope,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? So
That's
I
real
definitely like how you guys implemented that in the hip hop and the culture.
Yeah, it was a task to record that, but it was cool. It was cool.
I gotta check it out. I ain't even gonna front. I ain't even heard it, but
It's on Apple. It's on Apple
yeah,
Music.
It's on all streaming platforms.
hey,
right
Culture
now.
Vulture. That's a real situation. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about that. You know?
Yeah, and for those that don't know, educate them. What is a culture vulture?
A culture vulture has nothing to do with race, first of all.
Yes.
It's a mindset. So, you know, there's different people from all walks of life, and it doesn't have anything to do with gender as well. You have some female culture vultures.
Absolutely.
That's anyone that is willing to take advantage of people that don't know how to do something. You know, it's like what a vulture does in nature. How it eats dead carcass. That's how it gets on. But the culture vulture takes advantage of the mentally dead, people that don't understand certain things about business or life or whatever it may be. And it's people from all walks of life. Got black culture vultures.
Yeah.
Got white culture vultures.
Exploitation.
Exploitation.
That's what it is.
Absolutely.
It's
So
the
that's what it is.
It's the investors and the people that come in that look at the game from the outside and want a piece of it.
Yeah.
And they find a weak motherfucker to prey on to get them in the game, and that's the weak gatekeepers.
And then you get to seeing like when you bring that word, when you bring that title up, people start scrambling and they start, you know,
That's that
want to
word.
argue with you about it because they may be culture vultures because they feel insecure because
you know who the culture vulture is because they shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You get to talking about
Yeah.
this, that, and the third, like, and then they went in. It's the suburbs that went into the city. You know, it's the city that went into. It's like how you gonna get in, and your style of getting in, and if you don't have authenticity or integrity, then you will be considered a fucking culture vulture, and we kill those for sure.
And they die. Sometimes they die out on their own.
Well.
I
They
mean,
always
the
gonna
word
pray
gets
on the
around.
weak. Yeah, they gonna pray.
Word
They
gets
gonna pray.
around.
They gonna pray on the weak.
Yeah, they prey on the weak.
They prey on the weak.
But when they run out of people to prey on, they die out.
It's
Prey on the ignorant. That's what I would say. Yeah.
And there's so many
ignorant
ignorant motherfuckers that that want to get into business, and that's what they do. They use the carrot. They dangle the carrot.
I mean, one thing about it, I mean, even with a culture vulture, you know, anything that happens negative, like I told you, you know, everything is in the dark until it gets into the light. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even with a culture vulture, it teaches you something. Like anytime you've been taken advantage of or you went through a hard time within business or life, that was your best teacher. So culture vultures are actually, they're great. They have to be there. You know what I'm saying? You can't have hot without cold. So it's just a polarity of another type of mindset, and that's what we're pushing. You know?
Now, lately in media, it seems like, you know, people have been taking shots at your boy left and right.
Absolutely.
Man. You know what I'm saying? People that he came in the game with and gave them opportunity. You know what I'm saying? How is that for, you know, you being beside him? You guys got the Hip Hop Motivation show on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And you guys address a lot of those topics like very quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Within 24 to 48 hours, you guys have addressed it.
Yeah.
Which is good for the content for y'all.
Like
you know
this
what I'm
morning.
saying?
Yeah, right.
Oh, you guys addressed the Memphis Bleak thing already?
No, not Memphis Bleak. We addressed 50 Cent this morning.
Okay, I did see that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Is Memphis Bleak coming?
Oh, absolutely.
What Bleak do?
Absolutely.
Bleak said
He called Dame a liar.
Dame was a liar, saying he was
Yeah.
in that video with R. Kelly having tons of fun.
Yeah,
and
he
all
was
that
in the
shit.
video, but he wasn't in all the footage he claims.
Yeah.
But, you know, whether he was in the video or not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just nonstop, you know, homeboy stuff. It's like, yeah, you was there, you was here.
Yeah.
But Dame said he wasn't really feeling it. He wasn't feeling it. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's his opinion. Memphis Bleak got his opinion. You know, with those brothers, anytime he's talking about that stuff, I don't really have anything to say about it because, you know, that was his crew.
Yeah, that was their times.
That's family business.
Yeah, that's their
So, you know,
How you feel about FIXX being real reckless lately?
I think it's sad because, you know, at the level he's at, and he's doing things that can affect children because he's talking about, you know, Ava's mom and you know, Tallulah's mom, and so I just feel like he's taking it too far now. You know, Dame feels the same way. I know that for sure because he's saying some things like, you know, things we say as men. It's like we don't call men out. We don't invite men to our dicks. Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, certain things you just don't do.
Yeah, because didn't he say that Nick Cannon and Dame were
A
on
bunch of
Jay-Z's?
Yeah.
I think FIXX be reaching.
Yeah, and he's 50 years old.
That's
from
why his
what
name
Dame
is
told me.
FIXX.
And so it's like, you know, a 50-year-old man shouldn't really be having those type of conversations.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just a
That is true.
lot of stuff that he talks about. I'm still trying to like figure out what is the reasoning behind it because he with FIXX.
Leo Cohen.
He
Leo
just
Cohen,
comes with out of
Leo
left
Cohen.
field.
Well, see,
with
listen,
these
let me say something
topics
about Dame
with
because
a
I
lot
know
of
Dame.
passion. Yeah.
And Dame has always been the dude that was the bridge between the culture vultures and the authentic talent that he tried to always keep creative control over. And that's another thing about the culture vultures. They come in and they invest and they want our style and they want to be down, but they want to own it and control it. So if they put the money up, then they get the creative control, right? So since I've known Dame, Dame has been fighting against all of that, fighting against culture vultures. And when there's so many people lay down for the vultures, it makes Dame look like he's the one that's the disruptive one.
Yeah.
And Dame always been the disruptive one because you have to and let them niggas know that they culture vultures and keep them in their place. But when people turn over, it's hard to keep. It's hard. Yeah. It's a hard thing.
Yeah, he defends the independent. You know what I'm
One
saying?
thing that always
For sure.
made me scratch my head is like a lot of stuff Dame says, people are hearing that from Gary Vee. But people go to Gary Vee and they worship every single word that comes out his mouth. But
And we know why. You know
Dame
what
be
I'm
saying
saying?
the same shit.
No,
We
because
know-
they
we know why.
they painted a picture of Dame.
Yeah, but I always
now.
always wondered how Dame felt about that because he's saying the same shit.
Dame don't really talk about that, but I mean, you know, me being conscious, I mean, I know why. You know why. You know what I'm saying? He got the complexion connection. So, you know, it ain't really nothing else. It's like he ain't saying nothing no different than Les Brown said. Les Brown is a way better speaker than him. Serves. You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying nothing different than Jim Rohn. You know, rest in peace. But it's just the packaging. Sometimes the delivery is a little harsh for some people. You know, me, I'm one of those people. I don't feel like his delivery is harsh to me. I feel like, you know, in order to take things to the next level, there has to be some form of darkness, something that interrupts your comfort zone to make you get off your ass. And that's what Dame is. He's like you saw the Breakfast Club interview. He shook up the room to the point where everybody that was listening, anybody that heard that was like, damn, you know what? It is like calling a man daddy if I call him boss. Let me try to do something different. Let me try to do things for myself. You know, you told me that.
Yeah, remember the last time you came here?
Absolutely. You told me that.
We were saying the same thing to my
absolutely.
past co-host when he's like, what's wrong with having a job? It's not
There's nothing wrong with having a job. He
It's
never said that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right.
It's about being content
Right.
having a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You should want to be a boss. You shouldn't be comfortable with somebody having control over your family income. Like that's some crazy shit.
We wasn't raised to be bosses. We was raised to be workers. Like the schooling and education don't teach you how to be an entrepreneur. They teach you how to be a fucking worker.
Yep.
You know, you got to go against all of that to learn how to be an entrepreneur. And that's why I respect Dame, because when state property and Rockefeller and all that shit was popping, skateboarding was whack as fuck. Like, right? It was whack. And the only niggas that I knew, this is before I knew Beans, I knew Sparks, because me and him went to the same school in Philly. So he brought me to a video shoot, right? And it was Samantha Rawson, whatever her name is, Ronstein, whatever it is.
Yeah, Samantha
Ronstein, yeah, Ronson,
yeah.
Dame.
That's the pop artist.
Yeah, Mark Ronson's sister, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We did some video, and Sparks told Dame something, and he's that nigga ride a skateboard? Oh, put him in a video.
Yeah.
So I started doing these tricks and shit, and then the nigga Dame was just like, yo, you that nigga, you gonna be blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like whatever. But I seen that nigga one night at a NBA All-Star party, and it was popping. It was me and my homies, and he recognized me, gave us a table, gave us 2 bottles, and it was just like, this was coming from like Dame Dash at the time. He was like the biggest nigga on the planet, and I never thought I was gonna blow up, but when I did, and I started to look back at people that was really like,
that was really selling.
Like for the culture, he seen that shit in me before I even seen it in myself.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and I look at Dame like he has his eye and his finger on the pulse of the culture, but when there's so many culture vultures that'll persuade the authentic people to, not be as authentic anymore, Dame was left out there by himself. Yo.
Yeah.
Let's see if he call in.
See,
Man.
yeah,
You know,
But you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Dame was left
Absolutely.
out there by himself to hang, and nobody had his back. Nobody still has his back, even though he speak the truth. He just, his delivery.
Yeah,
It just rubbed people the wrong way, and it was that right there was enough for people to turn
that
back
just
on
really
him.
comes from we in a fatherless society.
Yeah.
Like majority of us grow without fathers or some form of masculine influence in the household. So, when you say things a certain way or you're a little
Your
hard,
feelings
it's
get
like,
hurt.
you get it's very sensitive out here
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So, Dame, it's just it takes a certain type of person to really get that message.
The message,
You might not want to hear it, but you get it eventually.
like a dad though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to take into consideration the younger culture right now. They're real sensitive about shit. So when you got
Very.
somebody telling you some raw shit,
Yeah, your feelings get hurt.
your feelings get hurt. But when we was coming up, that's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just regular conversation. You really just listening to the message. You ain't really tripping off the delivery. But
Well, I'm really looking at the future now because we are fathers and we are involved in our kids' life. So these next generations coming up, they won't be fatherless child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that. Fuck all that shit happened in the past what niggas can't fix.
Yeah, man. We
Right
talking
now,
about-
the information that we got and I'm giving to my kids, it ain't gonna be like that, yo. I ain't settling for that shit, yo.
There's so
all,
much information out
Too
here,
much
man. It's
to,
like
to not give your kids.
Yeah,
like,
you can be raised on YouTube. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like so many people that just became conscious from watching videos, and you can learn anything you need to learn
Yeah.
now. Like I was telling one of my homegirls, it's like, damn, it's like, it's silly. You can learn how to cook anything.
Yeah.
You can learn how to do anything. Damn near. There's all types of videos out there.
Yeah.
We didn't have that.
So much information out here right now.
Yeah.
We didn't have that.
One person that, comes from Dame's circle that's kind of went to the left.
Right.
And I think you've been around him and talked to him a few times, Kanye.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How you feel about some of the things the messages he's been putting out there and the decisions of just things that he chooses to follow right now?
Well, as far as his opinion and what he feels, you know what I'm saying, that's cool for him. But I just feel like it's like to me it seems like there's some mental illness there because you have to understand like there's nowhere in the world you can follow this guy that is a known. He's showing himself as being a racist.
Yeah.
He's showing himself as being against people being
Our
truly
culture.
free and the culture itself.
culture, yeah,
So
for sure.
how can you really roll with that? You know what I'm saying? That's mental illness for you to roll with that. That means you are insane.
Well, that's what we talking about, where it's you lay down to the vultures.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Donald Trump is a culture vulture.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
to rock with him and to go against being authentic, that's what a lot of people it's the wordplay that people don't know. He basically he lost a lot of integrity fucking with that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Would
just
you-
not the same for
It
me.
ain't the
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
Would you
But I
consider
think he
the
acts like a little
Kardashians-
Dame though
yeah.
on the low, like because Dame is mad disruptive, and Kanye picked that up, yo. Like
Yeah,
he
got
picked that up, that disruptiveness. I mean, it works.
Yeah, but
It's just a
Dame
style
was
of
disruptive with a purpose, though.
Everybody trying to have their little stupid ass opinion and their purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you might be lacking the information,
Yeah.
right?
But
But
Dame
Dame has the information and experience.
Yeah.
And he is educated because he's
Yeah.
a fucking college graduate, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of these dudes is out here fronting and frauding off their fame,
Yeah.
and they don't have the right education and verbiage to relay the right message to our culture.
Yeah.
And once you fuck that up, yeah, you fucked that up.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
hard to get that
recovering
back.
from
Yeah,
that.
it's hard to
Yeah,
get that
like,
back. Yeah,
Would you
Yeezy's at Payless
would
right
you
now.
consider the West family and the Kardashians to be two figures right now in the media that highly represent being culture vultures?
I wouldn't just off the back say that they are culture vultures because I haven't seen them take advantage of anyone. But all I can say is I know that they're put in that position because they're furthering a certain agenda that the mass media and the so-called underground groups of people. Some people call them the Illuminati. I don't like to use that word because I know what it means for real.
The higher ups.
Yeah, what they call so-called the people that sell the wolf tickets.
Yeah.
They use them to push an agenda, and it's working.
Yeah.
Because we have a society full of people trying to be like these people and trying to run after what these people are doing, and they're mimicking these people. Because you had a lot of people that after Kanye said that, they were like, well, maybe I should be down with Trump.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that shit.
how?
That shit crazy.
Like what really shows you that you should be down with this
Especially if you
scumbag?
ain't got no business.
Yeah, man.
You ain't got no company. That nigga ain't for you, bro.
Nah, he's not.
One thing I've always been curious about. Dame's always had swag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the way he dressed, he had his influence with Rocawear and all that.
Right.
And the shit that Kanye be coming out with
Yeah.
is garbage, man.
Oh, you talking
Like,
about the little like the
clothes,
blouses and
the blouses, the holy shirts,
the holy shirt.
the shoes.
That ain't for us.
Like
no
does
more.
Dame ever tell him like, nigga, what are you doing?
Nah,
dude?
you know what? Nah, he never said. I know he won't wear a lot of stuff that because he gives them stuff, and I never seen Dame rocking it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's a sign that maybe he's not with it.
Yeah.
But he's all for like anybody trying to do their own thing, man. So I know that for sure. Is like Dame is whatever somebody's doing, he's gonna he's down with it. So
let's talk about some of the things that you've overcome that you've talked about in the past when you
Right.
came on the show. You were once, was it shot or stabbed?
no shot.
You
Yeah.
were shot. Tell the
Yeah.
listeners about that. And just from the outside looking in, from what I see, it seems like every year you're leveling up. You know
Oh,
what I'm
absolutely,
saying? Like
yeah,
this year,
right.
you on your fitness shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Slimming down.
Yeah. We just started.
Don't
so
go
yeah,
Luther on me. You know what I'm saying? Slimming down. Next time I see you,
I ain't
you
gonna get
big,
trapped. I ain't
you
gonna
know?
get trapped in the closet with the food or in the refrigerator. No, we good.
Trapped in the refrigerator.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The walk-in refrigerator. No, you ain't gonna have to worry about that. No, it's a lifestyle change, man. But what happened was the day I started Hip Hop Motivation, I came up with the concept. I owned a salon on Crenshaw on 43rd for over 18 years. And Method Man from Wu-Tang Clan called me to come cut his hair. I went to pick my children up, and my daughter wasn't looking right, so I dropped them off, her and my son off at the house, and I made my way to my crib, which was by Staples Center, to grab my laptop because Meth wanted me to hook his iPod up. And so before I could get inside the house, a guy came up to me, put a gun in my face. I ducked, and I ran inside the gate, in the inside of the apartment complex, and he just started shooting me. And then as I hit the ground, he stood over me, and he put the gun by my face, and there was no more bullets. Click, click, click. He ran off. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation. The cops harassed me in that position. Came up. First cop asked me what I do to deserve this.
Wow.
And I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't really talk. I said, nothing, please help me. Then it was a Hispanic cop and a white cop. And then the white cop asked me my name, and I was like, Kenyatta, please help me, please help me. And he was like, I can't really understand you. If you can't tell us your name, we can't get you any help. At that moment, I heard the ambulance coming up to take me in. And, it's just like I continued to write when I was in the hospital. I finished up my first project, Thinking Ball Out. I came up with the concept for everything before that happened. Literally, like maybe an hour before that happened, I came up with the concept for Hip Hop Motivation, my first project, Thinking Ball Out. And I finished, you know what I'm saying? I wrote down everything. I still got the notebook, and I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, the power of the pen. When you put something on paper, it's like a contract to yourself.
Hell yeah.
Are you willing to go through with this? That's why they tell you to write things down. Actually, I study magic as well, and really magic is the subconscious and conscious mind. And there's a reason why you write things down. See, when you text it to yourself or you put it in your phone, that's cool. But when you physically write something, that's a form of connection and contract to yourself. That holds you responsible to what you're saying and what you want to do.
Yeah.
And what happens is the energy flows through that, and it brings it forth because the seed is planted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Manifestation, right?
Absolutely,
I like
because
that.
the conscious mind is masculine and the subconscious mind is feminine. And so what the conscious mind does, it plants the seed in the subconscious mind, free from rejection, because the subconscious mind believes whatever you believe, and it always gives birth to whatever it is you desire.
That's lit. Yeah.
So
Dropping game.
even if
Right.
you don't, even if you ain't really, even if you're not, even if you're feeling the broke feeling that some people feel,
Yeah.
she gives it back to you. Whatever you feel, whatever you believe, she gives it right back to you. And it's similar with you know, with a man dealing with a young lady.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a woman pretty much believes what you believe about yourself. If you have confidence, she can be confident in you. Now, if you show disruptive behavior and you're arguing with her, then you become her homegirl. She's not going to respect you.
Yeah.
Insecurity.
A man becomes a homegirl
now.
when he argues with his
You
girl.
become a bitch ass nigga.
A man that fights a woman becomes a homegirl. Like, you are a bitch.
You
at
bitch
that
ass
point.
nigga, you gonna argue with me like
Exactly.
a bitch?
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
So you have to be a man of principle, you know, and a woman as well, you know. So and so I just continue writing, finished up what I was doing, man, and this is what it is, man. You know, I'm like Stephen King for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on multiple books right now. We got a lot of stuff coming. So
Yeah, I'm
movement.
telling you,
That's
when
dope.
I had a 9 to 5 and I was sitting there unmotivated,
Yeah.
and I needed something to motivate me.
Yeah, I
and,
remember you
Press
told me.
play.
Yeah.
and them lyrics was like
Yeah.
from
That's
hip hop was
pumping,
making it
pumping.
worse. But
Yeah.
when I heard your shit, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, this is
Yeah, I
what I
know.
need to
Rich
do.
rap niggas could fuck your whole life up.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck your day up.
Oh,
You be like,
yeah.
oh,
Them rich niggas will mess you all up. You think it's easy. You think
Big
it's
Miller's
nothing.
got the new Lambo truck. Oh,
Yeah.
great, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
talk about the Secret to Ballin.
Well, The Secret to Ballin is a movie that was that I had the concept for The Secret to Ballin when I recorded Dame for my project Thinking Ball Out. Initially, I interviewed 3-6 Mafia for that piece.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, because they were independent when they first started selling stuff out the trunk. The movie Hustle and Flow was about them or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, but what happened was they kept sending me to their lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Paul and Juicy, those was cool folks. You know what I'm saying? I was cutting them up for years. And I just got tired of calling the lawyer. He wasn't getting back to me. So I asked Dame. Dame was like, come on. And
Yeah.
I interviewed him. He signed the release right there. I put it out in that segment on Thinking Ball Out. It's called The Secret to Ballin.
Yeah.
And I always had the idea, what if I interview a lot of people from all walks of life, whether they're in the hip hop culture, lawyers, doctors, and see what their success secrets are.
Yeah.
And that's what I did with the movie, free with no budget, by the way. I just asked for favors and we put it together. Had people that believed in the journey and we got it finished. And it was hard. It was a hard journey, brother. It was hard because it was like a lot of people that was down, they fell off, and I had to keep going. I had to finish.
And that's like what Dame talks about, investing in yourself.
Have
You
to.
invested in your dream and
Absolutely.
you made it a reality. A lot of people would have been like, oh, I can't do this shit because I ain't got no money.
Yeah,
And they would
absolutely.
have just left it in their brain and never went
Shit,
for it.
man.
But you figured it out.
You know, I grew up in the hood, man. I grew up with a mother that makes something stretch. You know what I'm saying? She know how to
Yeah.
make, you know,
Gotta put
I know-
some milk
we-
in that shit.
You know, when you black, mama know how to make spaghetti and make
Hell
it
yeah.
stretch. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
Whatever you got to do, you know,
yeah.
shit, you got to do what you got to do. And that was my mentality. I had to do what I had to do. Asking for favors, going around. Like when I asked Snoop to do it, he was like, that's easy, cuz, come on.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. He signed the release as soon as he finished.
Yeah.
Chris Brown, I was cutting him up. He was like, first time cutting him, he was like, come on, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I thought he was playing. You know, a lot of star dudes, they be like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. And then you don't hear nothing from him. That dude showed up.
Yeah, I get a lot of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, you get, sometimes, but it's like, we interviewed over 50 people. We used about probably like 25, 30, you know.
That's dope. That's nice.
You
That's
know,
more
so-
than enough.
Yeah. No budget, by the way. And
Hey, did you
just
have anything to
finished.
do with Dame's last movie that he put out?
Honor Up? No, I
Honor
didn't.
Up.
No,
That
I didn't
movie,
have anything.
was you
to
seen
do-
that?
Nah, I ain't get to see that one.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing to do with
Dope.
that one. Yeah.
Really dope, yo.
Yeah, but it was
Jewel,
like,
bro.
yeah, he was very
Honor Up.
influential with that
Yeah.
because
Dame
know,
is the culture, yo. I ain't even gonna hold you though.
Yeah.
On the low,
yeah,
it took me a long time to realize that because of the business shit I went through with a bunch of culture vultures and investors and partners and shit. Being able to have the heart to actually stand up to them
yeah,
and let
yeah.
them know that they culture vultures. Like you can't do that in an employment situation, right? And Dame always he just been that dude. Like he just been that dude to stand for the culture.
Absolutely.
Like straight up, yo. For everybody's culture. Like as an independent artist, entrepreneur, he will put that flame under you to get it popping, yo.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get it popping, go get a fucking job.
Yeah. Go get a job and
but
die,
don't scream.
Die slow at your cube.
No, but
at
don't
your
scream.
desk.
You this nigga. And don't scream that you this boss.
Yeah.
And not be as educated as you need to be.
Yeah, he's bodied. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
crazy.
Like when I first met him in Biggs, I had my own product line in my salon. That's, I've always just been an independent by heart. And so when he saw my product, because I brought in some grease and some aftershave, different things I had made, and he started talking independence to me, and I was like, damn, and I like that talk.
That shit real, yo.
And I just, we've been tight ever since. Over 16 years.
That's dope.
Yeah, over 16 years.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
love how you all.
Go ahead.
I love how you all use hip hop and motivation to use a sense of, to give people a sense of elevation and where they should be. And like you all were saying before, we're in a time where the youth right now are really depressed, and they're focused on.
And them is just uneducated.
Yeah, focused on things that are going to keep them down and not things that are going to lift them up.
Yeah.
So what do you think we need to incorporate more? Do you feel like posting more videos where we have motivation talks is the way to help the youth today?
Absolutely. I think all of it works. All of it works hand in hand. I mean, even down to the point where getting back into mentorship, mentoring a lot of these youngsters and teaching them the way, going to the schools, giving of your time and just helping these guys, helping these people. And so, like for me, my whole agenda is to push for universal law. And what universal law is just the laws of the universe that are immutable. Then, like everybody in here right now is under universal law, whether you know it or not. Like even this headphone is working under the law of polarity. There has to be a masculine and feminine wire that comes together for it to work. It's just like ourselves. So once we get people back into learning universal principles and understanding that the real sovereignty is within yourself, the monarchy is you. You know what I'm saying? That means you're the governor of yourself. Once you get into give people a knowledge of self, a self-knowledge, it's like it just becomes easier for you to maintain in this world full of fake products and fake. It's like it's complete, easier to move. You know what I'm saying?
You ever heard of Landmark?
Yeah.
Landmark Forum?
Yeah.
And Psy?
Yeah.
Personal Success Institute?
Absolutely.
I went to both of those.
Word.
I went to both of those. And I walked in one way and came out a whole nother motherfucker. Yo.
See what I'm saying? It's like it like these
you
things
have
help.
to
They help.
Like to be fully complete and have integrity.
Yeah.
That's hard, yo.
Yeah.
It's hard with all of these distractions and shit that's
so
going
many
on.
distractions.
It's too hard.
That's
yo.
what it is, the distractions.
The distractions.
But you said mentorship. I mean, you do have people who have like proteges and stuff. So do you feel like the people who are supposed to set these examples, are they kind of waning off the way that the path that they should be taking to show their proteges the motivation and elevation they need?
At times, but that's like, it's kind of like, for example, what Dame and I do, that's sort of like what I'm talking about as far as being a mentor from a distance. It's like you have to understand like everything you do affects other people. That's one of the main things a lot of people don't understand. Like what you do affects other people. It's like the stone that hits the water and then you see those ripples coming afterwards. That's called cause and effect. The cause was throwing the stone at the water. The effects are the ripples that take place. And so whether it's beyond you here right now on earth and then after you pass and then your family and your lineage, there's different things that will affect our families and affect people, black people or white people, Hispanic people. So once we consider and understand that what we do on a day-to-day basis can affect someone else, then life becomes a lot easier and it's easier to, maintain. And that's what I'm doing with my platform, is just trying to give mentorship and showing people how to really do it from an independent standpoint to where they look within themselves instead of looking for everything that they need outside of themselves. And so that's where we come in. And I mean, I'm speaking on that for myself. I don't know about Dame. I can't speak for him as far as why he's doing what he's doing. But for me, it's all about just elevating everybody's game to the level where they understand that independence starts and begins with self-knowledge.
Hell yeah. They got to read, facts. Man. Yeah. They got to be educated, too.
Yeah, because people like to follow. As we see, we're in a follow society. Everybody want to follow. Follow this, follow that. Yeah. But the only reason they follow is because they won't take time to read and go research for themselves. If you can read, there's no need to follow anybody. Why should I follow you for what? I need to go find out. If you say something that affects me and something that I'm interested in, I need to go take the next step and do my own research. you know, but that's the problem. Like in the Secret to Ballin', there's a chapter on research, and that's a nice long chapter, and everybody in that chapter talked about how they did their own research, from Snoop to Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, and it's a very, very important piece to raising your value. If you want to raise your game, you want to raise your value, start doing some research on your field.
Research and development.
There you go.
Yeah.
You had to research others that came before you. Yeah. You started looking at things like, okay, how do I do this? What's this? What's that? You got to. It's just like hip hop. It's like the cats that don't research the people that came before them. They think they doing something new and not knowing they biting off bone.
But that's what
they don't know. They biting off LL.
They don't even know about. They don't even know nothing about the culture.
Yeah.
So you're not educated on the culture.
Not educated.
So the culture vultures can come in and see that
and manipulate,
and then dangle the money, dangle the jewelry, dangle everything that they have at their disposal that you don't have and desire.
Right.
And you're willing to give up the piece of the culture.
Yeah.
For that,
you sell your ass for it.
Yeah,
and that's all that shit right now.
Yeah.
All that shit, sell your ass, all that shit, man.
Right,
and they do it though.
Yeah. So you know that's what we doing, man. Just Hip Hop Motivation is a self-help company from a hip hop perspective. That's what it is.
That's what's
I definitely support that. Yo.
Definitely want to have you come back.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Have to.
Yeah, Dame. You know he's at you know he was on the little BET thing. But, you know whatever it is, I told him. So we gonna make a way back over here. So that's all good.
We would definitely love that. So go ahead and tell us your social media where we could find your book and anything else.
Word. Well, they can get the Culture Vultures book at www.culturevulturesthebook.com. And they can hit me up on Instagram. I'm on Facebook as well, Kenyatta Griggs. That's my handle. And then Instagram is at @hip_hop_motivator.
Y'all heard it.
There you have it. So that wraps up this week of the FIXX. Make sure you go ahead and download the FIXX app. Make sure you follow us on Instagram under the FIXX Audiocast. And then also make sure you follow me under I Am J Wealth.
Go follow Codigo Red at Codigo_Red.
And Stevie said you already know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, my shit got the blue check.
He got the blue check. He don't need none of that.
That's right, man. Just type of STE and my shit pop up from there. Yeah. Type of STE. It's either me or that nigga Stevie J. I'm the nigga with the W. We both got blue checks.
Go get all that shit. Go to wealthylifestyleclothing.com.
Oh yeah, DGK2 all day.
All that shit. Monterey Kush Co.
Yes, sir.
All that shit. Tap in with us. Make sure you go listen to my new mixtape, Insomnia. Make sure you follow the new DJ to the FIXX, DJ A Will. And we'll be back next week. Listen to the FIXX on Dash Talk X.
Get it.
You heard?